What's up, everyone? This is Batfan87. Here recently, August 4th, I went to Mo Game Con by St. Louis, Missouri, and it was my first ever game convention, and it was really exciting. I got to see a lot of people. Metal Jesus crew was there, all of them except for John Hancock, the creator of, the art designer and creator of Rampage. Richard DeVizio and Master Daniel Pesina from Mortal Kombat. They were there. I have a whole bunch of pictures and everything. You guys can see it on my Twitter and Instagram. I'll have links to both of those, both my accounts, way you guys can see them down below. But it was fantastic. It started. I got VIP tickets, so I got in there at 9:30. An hour early before everybody else, and I ended up leaving I think around 7 or 8 o'clock that night. But this is going to be a pickup video, and I'll show you what I got, and I got some autographs and stuff, so I'll show you guys that. But yeah, the experience was amazing. This is the third game convention that they've held. I'll be going back next year. Hopefully I get a VIP ticket and get in there a little bit early like I did this year. So I ended up getting a free t-shirt, and I got a lanyard, but I can't remember where I put it. I think it's in my room somewhere. But when I first got in there, I picked up a few Game Boy games and a Master System game. But actually everything was pretty cheap. Right at market, or at market cost, or a little bit below. And then halfway through the convention, people started marking stuff down to start getting rid of it. But the first game I picked up was Killer Instinct for the Game Boy, and let me zoom in. Well, you guys probably can't see that, but I'll have a picture right now of it. Then the second game I picked up was Quirk for the Game Boy, and I'll have a picture of that too, that way you guys can see a close-up of them. Then for the Master System, I ended up getting Shinobi, which I've played it before on, I haven't played the original, but I played them before on different systems. But this is for the Master System, Shinobi, and I'll have a picture of it too. It doesn't have a picture or anything on it, but I'll get a close-up of it for you guys. Let's see. I ended up meeting, like I said, the majority of the Metal Jesus crew that was there. All of them were there except for John Hancock. But I ended up getting John Riggs. He does repros and hacks and stuff like that. But I ended up getting one of his new ones. It's called Kelbert. It's Kelsey Lewin, but it's a hack of Qbert. So I got her to sign it, and there it is. I'll have a close-up of it, that way you guys can see it. Then what else? I ended up going to the Master Daniel Pesina and Richard DeVizio. They had a booth set up. I didn't pick this up there, I ended up bringing it, but I had them sign my Mortal Kombat 1 for the Sega Genesis, and I'll have a close-up of it, that way you guys can see the signatures and stuff. But this is going to be, probably won't be played, because I actually got I got a Super Nintendo copy of it, but I took this one because the Sega one is the one that got me into playing Mortal Kombat, and plus it's got blood and stuff in it. But I ended up visiting with them for a good 10-20 minutes on letting them know. They asked a bunch of questions to me on my first experience with Mortal Kombat, and I asked them a bunch of questions, and they even had a panel that I went to, which was really cool. I ended up going to all the panels, I think, except for the ones I missed is because I completely forgot about them, and I was looking at video games because they were everywhere. I didn't go to the Rampage panel or Adam Korlick. I meant to go to them, but I just completely forgot, and I didn't realize what time it was. But I'll show it again. Mortal Kombat. Got it signed. I had a blast. There was a buttload of people there. They had it in a community college, in a gym, and even with as big as it is in there, it still was cram-packed. But I ended up picking up Incredible Hulk for the Super Nintendo, and I'll have close-up of all these, that way you guys can see them. This one's actually in pretty good condition, except for it's got rental stickers all over it, but as long as it plays, I don't care. Picked up a couple Atari 2600 games, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and a game called Gorf. The only reason why I picked up this one is because the cartridge looks weird and the name was weird. So I'm gonna pop it into my 2600 and see what it's all about here in a little bit. So I ended up picking up, which I didn't have, which I don't know why I didn't have it, but Twisted Metal 2 Greatest Hits for the PS1. This is probably my favorite Twisted Metal besides Twisted Metal Black for the PS2, which I do have it, but I didn't have this one. I end up, which shocked me because there's not a whole lot of GameCube games that I really want, but I ended up picking up this one because I just love the series, and this was the first remake of Resident Evil. Ended up picking it up, and it is complete in box. And the discs are fantastic. Pretty much every game that I got that was in a case, I just asked them if I could open them up and check the discs out, and none of them had a problem with that. So I thought that was pretty neat. Because I do that even at Vintage Stock and some of the retro game places around here. And but ended up picking up Time Lord for the NES. And I haven't played this, but it just looked cool. I think Do You Nerd ended up getting this in a big lot, if I remember correctly. And I think they got it just because of Doctor Who, and that's what it reminds me of, is Doctor Who. But I think it's Do You Nerd, I'm not for sure. It's been a while since I've watched that video of theirs. But I got James Pond 3 for the Sega Genesis. This wasn't complete. It didn't come with the manual, but it did come with the game. But it's okay. I don't really need the manual, but if I find it, I'll end up putting it in there. So I end up finding three. I think it's three. Yeah. 3 Sega Genesis or Sega CD games, and for the most part they're in really decent shape. Only one of them was all complete with styrofoam in it, or not styrofoam, but the foam insert. But I got Double Switch. See, this is, I think it's Dungeon 2 Master Skull Keep. Yeah, this is the one that was complete all the way. Even has the little foam insert. So I haven't played any of these games, so if you guys know what they are, let me know. I actually got the majority of these for pretty cheap. I think the lowest I paid for one of them was like $5, and I think it was this one, the complete one. End up getting Microcosm. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. But that's pretty cool. The jewel case needs work. It's missing the tabs, but you know what? It's a Sega CD game, and it was halfway decent. And I think the guy knocked off some money because the case was in rough shape. So I got a pretty good deal on it. I don't even know what it's about, but I ended up getting a Sega Saturn game, which is Last Gladiators Digital Pinball. So that's pretty cool. I didn't know that there was a pinball game even on the Sega Saturn. but I like pinball games. I think they're pretty neat. So, but yeah, that kind of added some more, because I don't see Sega CD or Sega Saturn games at all in my area, and if I do, they're super expensive for some reason, even if they're damaged. So, but I ended up went to this one guy's booth. He had a bunch of imports, and I searched and searched through all of his stuff, and majority of the stuff that he had that was really good price. I don't have like the consoles like PlayStation to even play an import game on, PlayStation 2 games. He had a lot of PlayStation 2 games, but he ended up having this 60 to 72 pin adapter for my Nintendo so I can play Famicom games on. And I asked him about it, and I think I picked it up for like, I think $6 or $8. I can't remember, but it was a pretty good price, because I think these go for like $15. But I'm gonna open this up later and pop in one of my I think I only have one Famicom game, and play it and see how well it works. And I asked him if it worked in a toaster, and he said, yeah, it has a little ribbon on it, that way you don't get it stuck in there. So I'm actually really excited to test that out, that way I can get some more Famicom games and start playing them on it. But I got the Metal Jesus crew was really busy. I ended up taking pictures with all of them actually, but I took a picture with Kelsey first, because she wasn't busy at all, and Reggie, he was just walking around and getting video games, and I ended up taking a picture with him. And then the other ones, John Riggs and Kenzie and Metal Jesus, I tried to get a picture with them, but they were just super swamped. So I waited till after their panel, which their panel was amazing. It was packed. People standing, sitting. I mean, there's people everywhere in there. And but instead of taking a picture with them while they're busy on the floor, I asked them if they could autograph my ET for the Atari 2600. So I'll have a close-up of it, but I ended up taking this with me. I didn't buy this there, but this is complete in box. But I had them sign it because it's supposedly the worst ever video game that was ever made. So I went and had them sign it, and so if I go to another game convention and John Hancock's there, I'll have him sign it, because then I'll have them all. But it was really cool visiting with them. I visited with them for a little bit. I was really nervous at first, because I didn't know how well they acted with the public, because I've never really met someone famous. I mean, I have before, but it was just real quick picture and stuff like that. But they were really nice. They took time out for every fan of theirs, to talk with them, to visit with them, to trade stories back and forth. But it was really neat watching them and visiting with them. And I didn't get to visit with them for very long, because they, like I said, they were super busy. They had people lined up wanting to talk to them. But I ended up also meeting Kelsey's boyfriend. Kelsey and him, Cody, they both co-own the Pink Gorilla in Seattle. So it was really cool visiting with them. And they also had a panel on how to run a retro game store and how they make theirs so profitable. And it was really cool seeing, because she really doesn't talk a whole lot about that on her YouTube channel. But it was really cool seeing, because they took it over from another person and ended up owning it later. So it was really neat. But those are my game pickups from Mo Game Con. And if you guys like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon, that notification icon. That way it lets you guys know when I have new videos coming up, or when I post new videos. And I try to get a video out, once a week, maybe at the most twice a week, but been super busy. So yeah, if you have any questions though, just leave me a comment, and I'll be happy to reply back. I try to reply back as soon as I can. So you guys have a good one, and I look forward to next year at Remote Game Con. Catch you guys later.